Hello, Ramen. This is the third time I tried recording it. The other time, the first time the audio didn't go through. The second time I launched Overwatch to prove a point, and then it wouldn't record this for some fucking reason. I'm gonna try to blaze through this and give the exact points, the biggest points that I meant to have.
Sorry. Good luck.
I hope you die.
Alright, so we're not establishing a plan.
IRL, right?
That's why we lose this first team fight. We haven't established a plan. Immediately, 2 DPS and our support goes out to the left side. Our tanks are on the right side. Tanks are on the left side. Our support's kind of in the middle. Granted, in a pretty safe position, but when we finally realize, like, hey, we should be going off to the left side, they've given us, or we've given them a chance to just initiate hard. They come in, take out our Rhine, or you know, Lucia's down. They get a pick off on the Reaper. And we should be heading, no, don't fly. We should have been flying back further, like just walking backwards nonstop.
Yeah, this works.
We're kind of regrouped. We have a Winston and a Genji now. Pretty damn good. I'm happy with that. We can run a kind of a split play style, still maintaining, so basically with this new comp, our goal is to create some distraction with Winston and Genji. While they're distracted, we push in with Lucia's speed boost, and they have to take on these two massive threats that they can't deal with at once. It's called a pincer. It's really simple, but it takes coordination, it takes communication, for which we have nothing. I got hooked is not always an effective call out. We're healing the Winston. Heal the Winston. Yeah, it took a long time for us to figure that out. They're gonna have more ults than we do.
I made him fuck up his shit.
Here's the hammer dunk.
That's my attempt at a call out. I disrupted his shit.
So that's a joke, and it's funny. It's in between team fights. You guys have fun laughing about whatever. That's actually really good. Helps, you know, stabilize and all that. However, it's a very good point to be made. We're not calling things out effectively. I haven't heard a single focus call out yet. Not a single one, or even an awareness call out. And I'll show a specific instance in which that hurts us. Alright, so we see the Rhine barrier. That means that it's time to get serious and stop talking about I disrupted his shit, because it's funny and it's great, and if I was there I probably would have laughed, but I've already I already laughed the first 2 times I recorded this. I don't have the energy. But now we need to be more serious about it. I almost have Blade. That's good. That's a good call out. Another good thing is to just wait until it comes up and then say it. We ask for healing. They bring out the sights. We use sound barrier to counter. Totally happy with that decision. I don't know what we're doing here as Mercy, but the fight's over. We should be heading out, speed boosting way before this. Don't throw any ults into it, you guys. Don't do it. It's bad. Yeah. By the way, this is Lijiang in general. It's just a map terrible for regrouping, because we spend forever here waiting for our Winston, who should have pulled out way earlier. We notice he used his jump, but he jumped to the right instead of jumping backwards towards us. We wait forever right here until finally, you know, we're poking on the right side. We're poking on the right side. We're waiting for Winston. Waiting. They're getting poke damage. They're building ultimate. We're building ultimate too. But finally the Winston comes in, and because we allowed them so long, our Rhine has slept, and now we have to wait 6 seconds to push.
Hold on.
Which is just extra percentage points for them.
Their hook is down. Do you want to push in?
Yep.
Yeah,
Let's break their shield. Break their shield.
Okay, break their shield. Hook is down. Both very good. Sorry if you can hear that. There's thunder. There's a storm. Good call out. Break the shield. Everyone's firing at the shield. Notice how quickly that shield barrier goes down. It went down super quickly because of that.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
I traded.
Alright, we traded. That's fine.
Oh, good shit.
That's a good call out.
Oh,
Good
good
ass.
shit. Oh my God, you're beautiful.
This is fine.
Hog low, hog low,
Okay,
hog low.
one taps. Got him.
Okay. So we capped the point. Now we're waiting. We're trying to stabilize. Luckily, they're trickling in a little bit.
Shield battle.
We win.
Good. Group positivity. We win. I was going to say something about that, but being overconfident, but it's better to be overconfident than
Roadhog and soldier going left.
add a caveat onto that. Alright, we get stuck. So, this is the part where I want to notice. I want you to notice something. We look around the left here. Some shit going on the left side. Start taking damage. There's a roadhog right there. That's a hook. And I realize it's low definition, so you can't see it. But right here, this is a roadhog. This is the hook chain, and this is his little rake bitch right here. Right? In addition to the roadhog,
Roadhog and soldier going left.
we call it out, right? But you notice how nobody really, Roosty tries to deal with it, but nobody else really tries. And we don't take care of it super quickly, super effectively. So as a result, our Mercy's left without so many options. She has to force herself into a weird position on the right side because she can't deal with the pressure, neither can any of the other people. Our tanks aren't peeling back to deal with it. When we hear Roadhog and Soldier, those are two massive powerhouses that not only can get some kills, but can apply a lot of pressure, right? Constant sustained fire with occasional bursts of fire that can literally one-shot you. That's a lot of pressure. You want to be backing up from that. Our tanks don't peel back. Instead, our tanks use Earth Shatter and try to counter-engage. The problem with that, when we counter-engage, I'm going to try to see if I can get a better angle. You'll notice they've used Sound Barrier, completely countered it. Our support is gone. Granted, we got rid of their Tracer, but whatever. Soldier and Roadhog, even if they didn't use Sound Barrier, and we all push in this way, Soldier and Roadhog can come in behind us and pick off all of our low health targets all at once, and there's nothing we can do to heal them or bring them back up, because all the pressure coming from this side forced herself into a position where Mercy was uncomfortable, as well as the McCree and all the other DPS, which did peel back. Our tanks didn't peel back. And so everybody, as a result, now is dead. And we've given the enemy team lots of room to just kind of do whatever they want. We finally counter-engage. Their Earth Shatter comes out. We use our nano, but notice how great Res would have been right here. Would have been great to pick all that up. I'm also noticing just with Mercy, we aren't making death calls, I don't think. We aren't saying fight together, die in a pile, die together, die quickly.
That hook is so gay.
And our Winston, granted, 92%, 82% I think on that one. Or 52? 82? It's hard to tell with the bit quality. We're at 96%. There's 4 of them on point.
I'm gonna get it to 99.
So we fly in here, we try to pick up the 2-man, couldn't do it. Pick up a 1-man res on the Winston. Luckily we have reinforcements super quickly. But immediately we get picked off. Fine, blind fire strike, it happens. But notice that now we're pretty much without ult economy. We use High Noon. I think we use Blade, but
Oh my god.
they had point dominance.
Got slapped.
And mostly because we didn't establish, we didn't deal with that left side pressure. coming in, everything fell apart. Our DPS and one of our supports had to force themselves into an awkward position, which allowed them both to get picked off or at least vulnerable. Our tanks didn't peel back because of that. They didn't instead they counter engaged, which was the wrong call in this choice.
Yeah, that was close.
As a result, they had more ult economy. We didn't build as much ult off the back of that fight.
Maybe we should have 2 tanks.
We did have 2 tanks. We had 2 main tanks. We switched off the tracer at the very end to get to the point super quickly.
Alright, yeah, Pharah on this one. They're probably gonna go Pharah as well.
This is the tower. Yeah, go Pharah, Roadhog. There you go. We got this.
Okay. I like this comp right now. I wish you would press tab. We have Winston, Pharah, Roadhog,
We're gonna do great.
Lucio. I wish the McCree would change off to Tracer or Genji. And then this would be great for dive. Maybe the Roadhog switches off to a Zarya.
We get a Zarya.
Time to
Just to watch
accelerate.
for those hooks.
Alright, so now we have Zarya. This is good, but
I'll pause.
now we're running into this problem. Press tab, please. Press tab. Okay, this is the point where we try to pause. I'm actually just gonna skip ahead. Basically, you guys thought that they were cheating. They probably thought you were cheating as well when you didn't know how to pause. It's a long story, but essentially they established point dominance super early. So this is our first moments. They already have the point, pretty
Yeah,
much.
that's fucking fair, pussies.
Why were they walking towards the point?
Okay, another point. Notice how Fire Strike and a bomb come in. This is a notorious map. Lijiang in general for getting poke. Like I said earlier, for early picks, it's just a bad idea. We're giving away our location. Whatever. We're far enough away. They're not going to move in this close to our spawn. But we still don't have protection. That's about to show itself in a really evident way when we use our bubbles on Zarya. To absorb some of that poke. Right?
Kinda meant we lose
We
the
use
Hog
both of our
Low,
bubbles,
not the Reinhardt, or the Wind.
and then granted Roadhog goes down super quickly, but we don't have flashbang range, or either that or we don't have flashbang available, and so immediately 3 people die from the Pharah because we didn't have any time to react, because we don't have any barriers, we don't have nothing. We got nothing to help deal with the barrage. We have no time saving things. And very little CC on our side. Our comp and our team plan, like there is no plan. That's a big problem. But we're still in like this weird like scrimmy take your own battles type comp, but we don't effectively do it. Our Lucio player is fucking going mad.
I got Roadhog.
And later he gets really angry. I'll do it when it comes to it. But notice we're already, we should be pulling out. We can't do it as bad with, as effectively as with our Lucio there. And again, if the bitrate was better, I could see we're at 70 something percent. I think we're 80%.
God damn it, dude. It's really hard to get past it.
Well, no, it's not. It's just that you don't have any barriers. You don't have anything allowing, like, you can't approach a team fight, much less be in one. With the current comp. So it's not difficult to get over the ult economy. It's really not. It's just you can't. There's no initiation. There's not even a walking up to the point effectively. Like in this comp, we have a 10-second cooldown and an 8-second cooldown on one person, and that's all we have to allow ourselves to be in a team fight before it actually starts.
She's tearing us apart, Lisa!
And sure, spicy memes, Tommy Wiseau is a god, but I mean, come on. Like, we need to be making more effective callouts than this. We just picked up 2 off the back of Barrage. You know, a DPS and a support. We pick up a res, tempo. It's fucking looking good. You'll notice that the time that we take the point is when we use our ults early and when we use them all. Right? We get barraged as a support. Not much we can do about that. But notice the kill feed. We ulted super early because we don't have any other choices. Also, just a side note really quickly while I'm here. We didn't really have, before the Zarya pick, we really didn't have any ult stack combos. We had a Ryan and a Winston, right? So you could probably do the Ryan and the McCree high noon. Slash was Genji for some time. You could probably do Ryan and Genji. But other than that, we didn't really have any ult combos. We didn't have any ult stacks, meaning that we were relying mostly on individuals. Not always great. We get an Ana pick. I love the Ana pick here. Our Lucio is not with the team most of the time. And bigger heals plus nano is a huge utility, and we're not getting that much out of res on this point. Without res, if you can heal even just as effectively with Ana, it's better to have an Ana because you can have heal grenade.
Got my ult up.
And a sleep dart is huge utility. It's an extra CC that we have. I love the anti-nade here. I wish we would have asked before we did this, because that was a great grab coming out, don't get me wrong. We should have asked, do we have barrage? Do we have a whole hog? Do we have high noon? If no, then you say, okay, let's wait for those. Let's do something else to counter engage off that. Right?
You can get that.
Also, notice our Ana's playing Ryan right now. We don't have a tank that's capable of standing in this choke and absorbing damage without dying. You know, we have Roadhog, but he's vulnerable in an ult battery.
Oh my gosh! I booped all of them!
Nice.
Oh my
Without this clutch play, we would have lost this point.
That was just the last resort. Oh my gosh. Holy crap. I really hope that's play, because I was dead the entire time.
Okay.
Alright.
Holy crap.
This is when I'd be asking for ultimate status. We almost have nano. We have a soldier. Which, even without sights, Nana Soldier is fucking powerful. We have a whole hog. We have a Pharah who's also capable. Don't ever Nana boost a Pharah doing barrage, by the way. She does not need extra damage. She barely needs extra survivability, and you're better just pumping healing into her if that's what you're trying to give her with Nano during barrage. But Pharah can do work with just Nano.
Watch out for Roadhog.
We can,
Almost have my ult again.
you know, exactly. Look at that. Good callouts. Almost have ult again. Fucking good call out. Grenade.
Far down.
Okay, nice job, guys.
I don't know. Lucio's with the team.
That hook just made my butthole pucker up.
I have my ult
So
as
hard.
well.
Think they might be coming around the other side. I'm not sure. Nope. This side.
Ryan low.
Need it. Nice. Okay, I like the use of sound barrier here. Overwhelms them. It's overtime. They can't deal with a sound barrier right now. They're still trying to push in and engage really quickly. I would have nanoed the soldier. Especially since you hear the Pharah nanoed. He was running in with half a sound barrier left on him. I would have nanoed right there. We managed to land a sleep dart. But listen right now. We land a sleep dart. We land an anti-heal grenade on the Pharah as well. Listen for the comms. I'll be quiet.
Come on. Oh, that sleep dart fucked it up.
Yeah, no, it did fuck it up. And if the Pharah hadn't barraged, she probably would have just sat around nanoed, firing hell into us because we didn't make any sort of focus call. The sleep dart helped, but notice she still escaped. The only reason she died is because she has to stay perfectly still for that
Oh,
barrage.
that boop saved us there.
The fucking boop.
Me too.
That dude definitely is. If 3 of them got off,
I was just trying to back them up for
Also, I'm gonna
watch out.
because I was dead the entire time.
certain point.
Get him.
No, the
Okay, okay. That part right there, I just totally skipped over by accident.
Almost got rogue.
Right when the grab comes out.
I'm gonna use it.
Okay, oh, never mind. I was wrong. I heard I'm gonna use it. I still would have liked to hear. What else do we have? Do we have barrage? Do we have whole hog? Do we have nano? Whatever. Or Lucio gets hooked,
no, the Roadhog got
and he says, "Roadhog got me." Ah, no, Roadhog's behind. No, Roadhog isn't behind. You probably just caused somebody looking behind us, not focusing on the entire enemy team caught in the grab, anti-healed right there. The McCree was fucking shit up on the enemy team, but listen, man, Lucio, he was not behind. He was in front of the entire team. You were behind them. You were in their back line.
Get that.
And if you're looking for the sick boops, that's fine. That's some great utility, right? But when you're out of position, that's literally what Roadhog is meant for.
I booped all
You
of
can't really, like, be complaining about that. Again, oh my god. Let's just talk about the comp right now. Our team comp. We're going in with a Diva and a Roadhog. Those are our technical tanks right now. So let me just go back and spawn, waiting for tab to be pressed. Lazaria switches off.
Oh yeah, I agree. This is what we need right now.
We don't actually end up with a sim. Okay. Let's look at this really quickly. This is Scrimmy. Duelist, 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 duelist. This helps reposition that and that. Otherwise, this is Scrimmy. We need to be taking duels. I would have switched out the Honor for the Zen. And that's pretty much actually all I have to say. I don't want to go into the whole thing. I realize there's not much else. There's a few more instances, especially on this round, where I say, like, we should have pulled out earlier, we should have pulled out earlier. It happens all the time, but that's basically the gist of it. So good play on Ramen. Keep it up. Hopefully you can improve.